Welcome back to Runway Life, everyone. And on today's episode, I'm going to be speaking to Abby, probably the most unique twist inside of aviation training that I have really got the opportunity to witness. So stay tuned. Welcome back, everyone. I'm joined by Abby Lloyd, CFI, CFI-I, and probably one of the few people that I know that has decided to take a somewhat unique twist to the career path, but we'll talk about that in a little while. Thank you very much for coming on. I know this has been, I've been trying to get you on for a while. So you're a CFI, CFI. Tell me about your training. Where did you go initially? What's the path been like so far?
So it was my mom's idea, actually, to become a pilot. I was in college, didn't like it very much, and wasn't doing too hot. So the summer that Top Gun 2 came out, my mom was watching the movie. She's like, you should do that. And I was like, okay, that sounds fun. So I started researching, and I decided with ATP, fast track to the airlines, or what they usually say. So I did a discovery flight with them and then got going in their training. About through commercial, I had some issues with my medical, and they were like, you have about 6 months to figure it out or you get the boot. So I then decided to explore other routes. My training with ATP was going okay, but the quality of instruction and training I found was a lot better here. So I started my training here about a year or so ago, and I finished my commercial at First Landings and my CFI and II. And throughout my training, I really realized that I learned so much more here than I ever would anywhere else. And with the quality of instruction and just the way that the instructors care here about you and your success made me really realize, like, I'm being set up well for what I want to do in the future and my instructing journey. So yeah, that's how I ended up here.
Okay, great. So when you did ATP, were you out of Florida, or did you move down to Florida for it?
I was in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay.
And then I actually came down here. My boyfriend was training at Spirit in Fort Lauderdale, and his dad lives here. And I took my AGI and IGI here, and that's kind of how I found out about training here.
That's awesome. And then you just said it, your boyfriend's also with the airlines?
Yep. He's with cargo and cargo operations right now.
Okay. He's enjoying that?
Yeah.
That's pretty long flights, right?
Yeah, but it's a lot less work. No boxes don't complain, as he likes to say.
That's a good way of looking at it. So what's your kind of long-term goal? Are you thinking you want to go to the airlines, 135? What are you thinking?
At this point, I'd take anything I could get. Regionals look nice, PSA if I have the opportunity, but NetJets, corporate, I'd like to go anywhere that'll have me, so I'm not picky.
Either way, flying planes is fun, right?
Exactly.
So, especially as a career. Okay, I kind of hinted at it initially, but you and I were talking, and you made a pretty unique change in saying, okay, well, I also want to learn this. Go ahead and tell everybody what it is.
So I'm looking towards getting my A&P right now. I've started a little bit doing maintenance, checking in on 100 hours so far, but I thought it'd be a good idea just to have something else under the belt to learn more, gain more experience, and then one day have my A&P, even though it takes a little while.
Yep. So you're going the apprenticeship route.
Yes.
So you're 30 months.
30 months.
Before you can even attempt to, go through the next steps. But 30 months, I believe, will just kind of fly by, especially right now. It keep you busy during any downtime. So I think it's absolutely awesome.
Exactly.
You'll learn a huge amount and be able to help your students too, I think. So it's a pretty big step, though. You're looking forward to getting more and more experience there, because right now, what have you been doing? You've been doing basically inspections, the panels, removing panels, getting everything greased up and everything. Have you done anything on the power plant yet?
Nope, haven't been quick enough.
That's when you know you've done it right. You managed to get from the back of the plane to the nose of the plane. You've done everything right, and then you're like, oh, I get to enjoy working on something other than just unscrewing and screwing stuff back on. So.
Yeah.
So journey-wise, has there been any hard hard steps for you? Have there been any hiccups at all?
Absolutely. It's not aviation if you don't second guess yourself once or twice.
Okay.
So, definitely the medical thing took the longest amount of time to get resolved. It made me think, wow, I made it this far. Should I even be a pilot? Because this is taking forever. I had to take about 6 months off in between almost getting up to my commercial check ride and then coming here and basically redoing my commercial training,
Right.
and getting to take my check ride. So it was a long, long time of just sitting and waiting for the FAA to have more information and getting that dealt with. But check ride failures are always,
I've got one.
yeah, they're always not a good time, and it makes you doubt yourself. Like, am I really meant to do this? But it's definitely a learning experience through everyone. Like, everyone makes mistakes, everyone messes up, and luckily we can correct it, do it again, and still get our licenses. So
Yeah. Learn more and make some changes. So I think it's there. It's one of those risks for us, right? But it gives us the opportunity to say, well, I need to learn more about that. So.
yeah.
Well, thank you very much for coming on. It's been great. Hopefully I can get you on again.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Take care. Stay safe, everyone. And until next time, Abby, thank you very much.